All right, let's dive right in without a refresher.
Oh,
Cool.
no.
Some people specifically requested a refresher. Okay, there are three tasks on the table right now. One, you kind of put a pin in last time. You were recruited by Lady Rowan to help solve the death of Daniela Rowan, which
I know who did it. It was us.
You caused. Yep, that was you. It was all you. But you're trying to pin it on somebody else, hopefully. There is a rival bounty hunter, Casta, who is also investigating on their behalf and has certain suspicions along those lines.
There were a lot of harebrained schemes to try and blame it on her, I remember.
Yeah. You had that mummified heart that you found around the time that you shot Daniela Rowan. And there was talk of trying to sell it or trade it or some such to the Circle of Flame, for whom you have done work in the past. And so you have at least an in there. That was the first session where Madame Volyova was your contact there.
Yep. I'm willing to trade it, but I specifically want information before it leaves our possession.
Yes. And finally, the divers, Jevica and her ragtag group of people who go into the canals, which is kind of taking your life into your hands to begin with, in hopes of scavenging things. You've made them your subcontractors in exchange for contending with the gang that has been shaking them down whenever they can find them for stuff, which you had discovered was a group called the Grinders. You don't know much about them except that they are based mostly in the dock area. This is a little out of their usual territory. This is all going on in Six Towers.
Mm-hmm.
And I also recall we managed to determine that we're not going to run afoul of the Grey Cloaks or anybody else by going after the Grinders.
That's right. The Grey Cloaks sort of claim to run Six Towers. They don't fully control that, but they are very happy to see someone else repel out of town or out of region gangs who are showing up and doing stuff here. So they're actually all for that. They've got no gripes about that. Before we proceed, anything else people want to remind me and the group of, or ask for a reminder of?
Gunn has been very vocal about no one touches Casta. We're figuring out a way around that.
Okay.
Just putting it out there.
Casta's kind of a frenemy.
Mm-hmm.
Or an enemy.
They have history. That's all we know.
Yeah, it's just...
Hubba hubba.
Yeah. The way we had left things, your trail kind of ran a little cold on the setup Lord Skurlock as the responsible party for the death of Daniela Rowan. You don't necessarily need to abandon that, but you had, I think, mainly turned your attention to helping the divers deal with their gang problem. And we had talked about maybe picking up right there. And somebody had thrown out the idea of trying to pin the murder on this random ass gang, which is a possibility.
That was me. That was Willie.
That was harebrained scheme, one of them.
Every plan ended with that.
The more steps we involve, the better an idea it is.
Absolutely.
Like the more convoluted and the more things that depend on one thing going right.
The Grinder Gang, in conjunction with the Rand Corporation.
So are we just playing conspiracy theory? Steampunk version?
Exactly. The Rand Corporation, in conjunction with the Grinder Gang and the Reverse Vampires.
We're streamlining. That's what we're doing. We're just streamlining.
So do you want to pick up with the dealing with the Grinder Gang mission?
Start? Yeah, let's do it.
I was all for that.
Seymour, the big question is, how are you going to encounter this gang? What has happened, Jevica of the divers, the kind of the informal leader of this gang of diving youth, as she explained initially, sometimes when they go in for a dive, the gang is waiting for them when they come out. Sometimes they're not. And she's kept a record of when they've dived and not run into them, and when they've dived and have run into them. And she kind of has a crude map. At first glance, when she gives it to you, Seymour, you're the one who was mainly in contact with them, right, Seymour, if I'm recalling correctly?
Correct. It was myself and Gunn. I did most of the talking.
Right, as is often the case.
Yeah.
And so she shows you this kind of water-stained map where she's trying to figure out, because of course, she's trying to figure out, are there places that she can go safely and not run into them, and hasn't figured out a pattern yet. But she doesn't want to keep going to the same place again and again, because once they've gone down, they know it's there and don't need to keep diving in the same spot.
Right. Yeah.
So what have they? Is there any trend that's been indicated on the map, or
what an interesting question that you could try to gather information on by taking a close look at this map and seeing if your spider mind can assess
I'd love
a pattern
to. What
of
would
some
you like
sort.
me to? What would you like me to roll?
Well, have a look at your skills. You are always the one. The player
Okay.
should usually be the one who proposes a skill.
Oh,
and
I
can
suppose.
suggest. There are some I have in mind, though.
The player should be one that suggests, unless Mr. Doskval says otherwise.
Yeah.
I'd argue for a study roll here.
That makes the most sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
could be
I can.
persuaded on
I can argue
survey,
you.
maybe. But
that would be worse for me.
No, study seems like custom made for it.
Can I seduce the map?
Only one way to find out.
Hey, map, how you doing?
I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map.
Okay, so that's just.
Oh my god!
Wait, that's copyrighted material. Forget I sang that.
In the edit, just bleep all of what Rob just sang out.
So when we're checking our loadout, can I just sing backpack, backpack?
You can, yes.
Fuck you
Okay.
guys. Stop doing that.
That's a straight 1d6 for me.
Your study is?
Yeah, I got 1 pip.
Okay. So you always have the opportunity, of course, to spend 2 stress to boost it by a die or a buddy. I assume a buddy can help you out.
I am not spending stress on that.
Okay. And this will be, by the way, a gather information roll. And on those, a failure just means you don't do a great job. It doesn't mean the map bites you or anything like that.
Yeah, this isn't a time to spend limited resources, I don't think.
Oh, it's always a time to spend limited resources. That way you don't have them when you really need
3.
them. Okay. You don't really get a pattern. Yeah, no, you don't get too much out of it, except that, I mean, it is in this area because that's where they tend to dive. You do catch that it isn't on the very smallest of canals, just the ones that are visible on the map. So on that map section I sent, there's like big canals and medium canals. There's a crap ton of tiny ones all over Doskval that you can't see on the map. It doesn't seem like they have chased him to those. And so she's had some luck avoiding them by going for the tiniest of canals. But there's less to salvage on those, so that's not a great solution.
Yeah. Well, since the point of the evening is to put us in touch with them, maybe we'll put them in one of the main canals. And to the group, how do we want to approach this? There are a couple things that I think we could give a go, but...
Yeah, are we ready to select your tactic and go for an engagement roll?
I think we'll need some time to select our tactic, but
yeah.
That's where we're moving, right, guys? Or was there any
absolutely.
other... Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, my plan had just been to camp out discreetly while they dive and see who shows up. And there's 2 ways we could all go camp out and jump them there in the street, or 1 or 2 of us could let the deed get done and then
tail them.
Tail them, and then we can jump them in their den.
Rip would not be in favor of jumping them in their den, but I do think, like, what if we just do a one mission is nothing but reconnaissance? Like, watch them dive, watch them go back, follow them to their den, and then maybe we might have a better idea? Or is this too cautious for this particular group?
No, I'm actually in favor of that.
Blades in the Dark is first and foremost a game of caution.
I think we should leave it on the table to just, and again, leave it on the table. Just leave it as an option to tail them, and then when it's lights out, just go in and clean up that night.
Yeah, I love that. I love this plan.
I
think this is a great plan.
We will decide on whether we want to do that or come up with a different plan, but I just want to leave it on the table. Is that agreeable?
Yes. So if I could, if I'm understanding sort of how Blades in the Dark works, would we just cut right to the assault on the place and then just flash back to some of the Gunn, tailed this guy back after the bit.
Sure.
And that's how she knew about like this place and yada yada yada.
Yeah. That would be a way to approach it if this is the approach you take. I'll quickly remind you the 6 basic approaches.
Sure.
Assault, do violence. Seems pretty straightforward. Deception, lure, trick, or manipulate. Stealth, trespass unseen. Occult, engage a supernatural power. Some fit any given job better than others. Social, negotiate, bargain, or persuade. Transport, carry cargo or people through danger. That one doesn't seem to fit as well.
I think we're leaning towards assault. I mean, we're going to be rough with them. We're not going to try to negotiate, right?
No. So this is definitely an assault.
Willie would still like to try and kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and maybe we can follow them back there, then hit them there, and then somehow tie them, frame them for this murder. But we can play that by ear.
Yeah, so
that's kind of my duty in all of this, is to go and tell Lady Rowan, hey, we found the perpetrators. Yeah. I'm not much of an assault girl, but I can be a lookout maybe.
Jenny said duty.
Duty.
I will point out that the last time we staked somebody out, it ended up with just mass murder. So, so let's.
Always the
yeah, that's
Willie's,
what we're doing again.
Willie's all ready to play it by ear in that case. So,
I'll throw out a bit of information. The Grinders are a tier 2 gang. You guys are like tier 0 or 1, so they're like a bigger group.
Yeah.
And if in fact they're going to their dockside headquarters, you guys would know that there'd presumably be more of them there.
Yeah. Then they'd be probably pretty hard to hit there. They'll obviously be easier to hit in the street, but we'll see how it goes. Let's just do the roll, do the loadouts, and let's go.
Okay. Yeah. So the plan is you're letting the divers dive. Who is staking out? Whole group?
I want to watch.
Yeah, definitely me. I've got a fantastic prowl and hunt. So
let's all go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll stand as a lookout in case anybody comes by, so I can, make up some reason why we're all there, loitering.
Well, can we research a spot that would provide a abandoned building nearby to hang out, where we have a good overlook and they are diving, and kind of set up our own?
That doesn't take too much research. There's a lot of abandoned buildings in Doskval.
Oh, all right then.
If you want a good spot that meets that description, is on the Clearwater Canal by Nocturne Lane. But the Crumble Tower is a crumbling down tower. A lot of those buildings in there are abandoned. It's a low traffic area. Not a lot of barge traffic through there either, because they tend to go down and around. So that would fit the description. Yeah, you don't need a roll to find a out of the way spot for sure.
Silver?
Yes.
We could probably still would be prudent to have someone watching the back entrance or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'll take care of that then. Since it's just because I'm not much good in combat, so I'd rather be the lookout, or
not my forte either.
I might get my fine garments dirty fighting and all that.
Yeah. This whole crew is not. Well, a couple of us are very well suited for this, and a couple of us are not.
Hey, that's okay. I'll join in if I have to.
And just so I'm clear, the ultimate goal is to attack these guys either like after. I guess spell it out for me, just before we do the engagement roll. Is it to jump them in the moment, or track them to a good spot, or
track them to a good spot is what I think.
I think tracking is our initial plan. I believe. Isn't that what we agreed? That we were going to follow them back?
That was Rip's suggestion.
We've decided we can't follow them back to their hideout and jump them. That's a recipe for disaster.
Because there's going to be too many of them.
But we specialize in recipes for disaster.
Yeah, actually, if I may, we could very easily just plan a stealthy thing where our whole plan is just to get Willie in there to just set bombs to the place. Like, if we want to make him dead.
I like that. That could be done. But
we're punching above our weight here, guys.
Yeah, and I think we should be.
Exactly.
Don't we still want to frame these guys? Let's just.
I think This is just tracking. I don't think
we
should.
If we hit them in the street, they're going to come. The rest of them are going to come for us. So
that's right.
We're going to have to hit them sometime.
Let's hit
why? But why does it have to be tonight? They're going to do more dives.
Because we didn't kill anyone last week, Damon.
So I guess we're not doing an assault. We're doing a stealth.
That's my suggestion.
But I really want to kill people.
Oh, I know. It's so hard, isn't it?
It is.
But I want it right now.
Yeah, but like it's us. We'll probably end up killing people anyway.
Probably.
That makes sense,
Stealth.
right? Like if
So it's stealth. Okay, stealth.
yes.
All right. So you get 1 die just for being you. I would have given you a die if there'd been a better map research roll, but you don't
Okay.
get that. Then,
Sorry, guys.
okay, here we go.
That's all right.
Is this operation particularly bold or daring?
I would say so.
No, we took the coward's way out.
Yeah,
Ah,
cowards.
I don't know. We're someone
just
else
following
pointed
them
out.
around.
Yeah.
We're slinking around in a city full of slinking arounds.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think we can own that one.
Does the
I agree.
plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target?
I think that's our plan, is to discover a vulnerability of the target.
I think I'll give you that one.
We already know they're really habitual, right? And so we're trying to take advantage of those
Exactly.
habits.
Yep, that makes sense. Do you have friends or contacts providing aid or insight?
The divers were providing insight.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, sure. No
I mean,
district
quite
modifying.
literally, they explicitly gave us a map and stuff.
Totally.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, you're at 3 dice now. Is the plan now disadvantages? Is the plan overly complex or contingent on many factors?
No.
No. They have particular defenses against this? No. Are enemies or rivals interfering in this operation? Not this one, no. Some of the others maybe. But target is a higher tier? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's taken away one. So you're at 2 dice for your engagement roll. Who would like to roll it to determine your starting position?
I'd like to roll it if that's cool with everyone else.
Take it away.
Don't screw it up.
Oh well, now that you said that, I'll try to screw it up.
Just to show you.
It's a 2d6. Take the best.
Correct.
Okay. That's a 6
Ooh.
and a 2. So I think
Okay.
I'll take the 6, please.
Okay, so 6
Yeah.
puts you in a controlled position. I should ask, verify up front. Are you letting the divers know your plan?
No, right?
Well, I mean, we're telling them where they have to dive.
Right.
I see what you're getting at.
If they're they're gonna probably ask, "Are you gonna jump them there? Are you gonna?" Because otherwise,
Right, exactly.
we just
That's what
don't
I
do
mean.
it.
Like, should we be diving for cover? They're wondering.
No, we're not planning on a gunfight in the street right here.
Okay.
See what you did there, by the way. Diving for cover.
Yes.
Dive.
In a gun fight.
I think the less they know, the better, though.
Oh, sure. But all right. So you have a 6. You're in a controlled position. So it is a misty night. It is always kind of darker than day, which is still pretty dark. There's a fair amount of mist coming down this time of year. The good news with that is, you could probably hide outside in front of a building and they might not spot you. And you find even better hidey holes where you can observe everything, feeling pretty sure that you won't be spotted unless they're going for some reason door to door looking for surveillance, which they're not.
I swear.
4 figures show up after the divers go in. You could see them. They are dressed. They look kind of like, when you get better glimpses of them, one of them has like a small lantern. They look like Skavlanders, which one of you is, I believe, Seymour.
Mm-hmm.
And they're dressed in hides and one in a dock worker outfit. A couple big ones, a couple squirrely looking ones. They sidle up out of the mist, wait. The divers come up and they say, "Oh, thought you could get one past without us spotting it, huh? Hand it over. What you got? Anything worth taking?" And they like knock them around a little bit, but not with that, not with intent to cause permanent harm, because it seems like they like whatever they're getting from these guys. And they like, look, it's all a bunch of rubbish. You see the divers just straining not to turn and look at you guys. But with your good engagement roll, they manage not to.
Take the shot.
So, and they've really just found like some old rusty trinkets. It doesn't look like they've hauled up much of anything. Yeah, you catch with a 6 when the divers are like looking down and distraught. The one who's been doing all the talking, and one of the other ones look at each other, look at the stuff, and kind of shake their heads like, this still isn't what we're looking for. But they say, "Don't try to hide it from us again. We'll find you. We'll find you." And then with one more cuff across the face, they start heading out toward out toward the docks, heading west. They walk down the street and start to disappear out of sight of you.
Oh, then we follow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you are in a controlled position, so you're being stealthy and following them. They're not being particularly quiet or secretive. How closely do you want to try to follow them?
I mean, are the streets like empty at this point?
There's not a lot. I mean, every now and then there's, let's see, you're at 6 towers. They've got to cross town back to the docks. This time of night, though, no, there's not a lot going on.
Are they like city blocks or like Madison blocks?
They're tighter than that. They're smaller than
They're
Madison blocks.
They're smaller than Madison. Then maybe a block and a half even back.
Okay.
And this is hang back the block. Yeah, for sure.
If they disappear around a corner, it's close enough that someone can trot up and spot them quick.
Okay.
Boss, do you want me to try to get ahead of them a little bit and keep my distance?
Maybe not without a plan.
Yeah, only if you know where you're going.
Yeah, I know these streets. I saw the map, didn't I?
Well, but I mean, where they're going.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, I keep my distance, but I can keep a little bit ahead of them. Bet I could.
I bet you could too, but if we don't have a coordinated plan.
All right.
Well,
Talking more tailing.
If you have an idea, I'm all ears.
That's the idea. Just let me get a little bit up ahead of them. That way, if things need to pop off, I can be in a better position.
Let's tail them for just a little bit. We might do that here in a second.
Okay.
All right.
So they cross into Charter Hall across the bridge, and this is a part of town that's going to have more of a blue coat presence usually. Then they take a sharp left and head down toward a canal, and you see that there's like a slight ramp leading down, and they start to head down to the canal toward a small barge.
Excellent.
Like just something that a few people could pull. Barley would carry.
Okay.
Like a raft, I guess a big raft more than a barge.
Gotcha.
I should say.
Gotcha.
And the name on it is the usual bilge.
So it's not a houseboat.
Is there anybody else on the barge that we can see? Does it look like they're making ready to push off?
Nobody's down there, but they're going down to the barge, and it looks like their plan is to, untie it and pull off. This would be a much faster way than walking through sometimes contentious gang territory on the way back to the docks.
Okay.
Go, Willie Canoe.
Here's my proposal. We know they're creatures of habit. We set up the divers somewhere not terribly far from where we set them up this time. And then assuming they're going to take the same route back, we find a likely spot for an ambush on the route we just came down.
How about the barge? We just sit and wait in the barge.
Then they're going to be like, hey, there's a bunch of dudes in the barge there.
No.
This is also an area with a larger blue cloak presence. I think if we get them back closer to our turf, we'd be in better shape.
So is this an open barge, Rob?
Yeah, it's a big raft. Like
just a big raft.
Finn
Okay.
pulling down the Mississippi River.
Oh, I was thinking you're
sorry. When I started saying barge first, made it sound bigger than it is. Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Big enough to carry the 4 of them and some stuff.
Well, I guess the question at this exact moment is, we might as well break off pursuit because there's no way to follow them. Correct?
Unless you want to try to find a gondolier or a helpfully placed barge to steal, or raft to steal, or boat.
Robert, is there another barge lying around here? Do we see any other boats?
Boatcraft? Let's have a fortune roll. There's a lot of boats in this town, so give me 2 dice.
Like living in Monona.
Oh, okay. And is that me that needs to do this?
Sure. Was your idea?
Jesus.
That is 2 6s.
Okay, holy crap. Okay, you have much good fortune.
You find a speedboat.
Yeah, a super loud demon blood powered powerboat.
Yeah.
So that's a critical fortune roll. Yeah, as they are getting on their raft, you see just somebody has pulled up on the shore a couple of rowboats. They don't look like they're in great shape, but they have oars. Maybe somebody's coming in to do a crime and going to paddle out there. You don't know why, but somebody has abandoned these things there. And just a quick glance at them suggests that they are float worthy and steerable.
Okay, well then I say we let them head off a little ways and
Mhm.
we hop in and follow.
I mean, on open water, it's going to be really obvious we're following them, though, right?
It's dark though.
But if
But
we're
we've
close
been-
enough to see them, they're close enough to see us.
Thought we're trying to find their hideout here. Are we not?
Yep. This is the only way we can do it. Let's take the chance.
Well, otherwise, why don't we just kill them all on the boat? If that's all we're going to do tomorrow, is wait till they get to the boat again.
Yeah.
They're not waiting until they
So
get to
you
the
know
boat.
that
That's
their
a
HQ
dumb
is in
spot
the
to-
is in the docks. So you would just be coming out of this channel into the Dosk River. You wouldn't actually go out to sea at all. You wouldn't have to go around, out into seriously open water, which would be difficult potentially.
Okay, we steal some boats.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you get the conveniently abandoned boats and go sculling on the scenic Dosk River. I think it is a little different than skulking from block to block here. I think some kind of like stealthy roll to be able to follow them without giving away that you're following them, because it's not packed with boats this time of night. Who wants to take the lead on such a thing?
If I could try to, yeah, I think that I could probably get away with that. I'm going to make a prowl roll in order to meet that criteria.
Okay, that seems reasonable. Muffling your oars.
Ooh. Okay, it's literally feast or famine. I got a 1, then a 6, and I've
Okay.
got 2 pips in prowl. So does that mean I get the 6?
You get so it's always the high number. Yep, low
Okay,
number
yep,
doesn't
so
cancel out high. Okay,
Oh, fantastic!
all right. So I don't know how much how much rowing experience all of you have, but you quickly get the hang of it. You're going with the current, which is not overwhelming, so you're able to stay in control of the boat. There is noise from shore from time to time, revelry in buildings as you go by. The mist still is concealing you, so you are able to keep your distance and follow them. And they do have a lantern that they're rowing by, again, because they're not thinking they're being pursued.
Sure,
So you are able to successfully, stealthily keep tabs on them. So they make their way out of the canal onto the river. Again, you're going with the current now. They make their way up to the docks, and I had not anticipated going to the Grinder HQ, but let's take a look.
Okay.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Yeah, since you aren't prepared, does that mean we win?
You win. You're the king of Doskval.
There we
That's
go.
exactly how it happens.
Okay. Yeah. So they
Oh,
pull
great.
in, and it seems like they're pulling to go toward a shore, but then they go under like an overhang, and you realize that there is just a little canal that leads in, and they pull up their raft on a little dry spot off to the side of it. And like quickly they pull it up and start making their way up a little stairwell into a dockside warehouse. And you hear activity from the warehouse, yelling, swearing, drunken revelry up above.
Do we want to try to land a sensible distance away and come around from the other side, see what the warehouse looks from the street side?
Yeah, I say we check out the warehouse while we can.
Yes, very much so.
Also, I'll tag it, with my spray paint so we don't forget.
So
where it
everybody
is.
knows who we are?
Mhm.
Yep.
Seymour and the Sun Chasers were here, which is our new gang name, Seymour and the Sun Chasers.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from the dockside, as you
Sounds sweet.
or the riverside, I should say, as you paddle by, you see there's a disused, collapsed crane and a ramshackle crane that appears to have been rebuilt, so where they could unload things up and down into the water. And landing nearby, you walk around. This is the docks. There are some, even through the night now, there's some loud yelling and celebration, and you hear brawling throughout the district, just a typical nighttime in the dock district. Making your way around this building, this looks like it's not on the main channel. It's not where the main boats will be coming in, bringing goods, taking goods out. It's out of the way. It's clearly an abandoned warehouse, but it is not abandoned, at least tonight. You see light flickering from within. You can see, I feel like you're still controlled from your initial engagement roll. You see guards, a couple of rough-looking guards at a main entrance. Nobody seems to want to come in and out at this point, but they're guarding the door. They are dressed similarly to the people you were just following. Not the same people, clearly, but associates thereof seems quite plausible.
Are we trying to infiltrate at all, or are we just staking out?
This was taking the lay of the land as far as I knew. I mean, if we can
Okay.
do more, we should. But it sounds like there aren't really any obviously unguarded or
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I had some
Private.
vague idea of making up some kind of story to distract them, and you guys take out the guards. But I think it would be unusual for a lady such as me to be in the warehouse district this late at
I
night.
think also, even though they're not necessarily expecting an assault, I don't think that we can take the whole gang on in their headquarters,
I mean,
regardless.
just by the sounds, there's got to be more than twice as many of them as you in there, possibly more.
Okay, yeah. Scratch
There,
that.
it is an old
Keep going with
warehouse.
the
You could
infiltration.
probably find alternate ways into it, probably locked or boarded up, as many of the windows and doors seem to be. You might be able to find an alternate way into it.
I could scout it out real quick, see if I could track anything down.
Don't attract attention to yourself.
Oh yeah,
As could Willie. Willie certainly could. I mean, he's a tiny boy.
I can be circumspect if I want to be.
Well, we can both do it.
Yeah.
I'm easy.
Okay. So you're scouting and spying around and such forth?
Yes.
We're looking for weaknesses and points of entry in this warehouse.
Okay. Who's going to be our lead on this and the other person can assist them? How about that?
I'll lead.
Okay. So you're rolling. What do you want to roll?
I'm going to roll my prowl, which is a 2d6.
Okay. So Seymour, Willie, do you want to spend a stress to aid in this, to give him another die? Would be
Sure.
a mechanical way to do this. And then let me ask you, how nosy, how close are you getting? How distant are you being? That's going to determine the
difficulty. Yeah,
the position of the roll. Sorry.
Sure, absolutely. We're talking about one contiguous building, right? Does it take up an entire block by itself?
Pretty much, yeah. And it's not attached to any other buildings. There's another building right next to it that's kind of collapsed into rubble from disuse and neglect and perhaps vandalism.
Okay, I think that what I'd like to do is use that crumbled building as sort of a vantage point to kind of get a better lay of some entrances and exits, and possibly if is it like a sort of abandoned looking place, or is it pretty well kept?
Oh, it looks like abandoned and neglect. Maybe a gang has been living in it and not doing your standard upkeep and maintenance, keeping up with the paint and things like that.
Perfect. So what specifically I'd like to look for is area like walls where basic maintenance hasn't been kept up for a while.
Okay.
Essentially, I want to find some good break-in points if need be.
Okay. With the mist and limited light, I'm going to say it's probably going to take a risky roll to get close enough to do that kind of thing. But not a desperate roll, a risky roll.
Yeah, let's get risky. Why not?
Okay. So you've got 2 dice from your prowl and 1 from Willie helping.
Okay. So I roll 3 dice, take the best of the 3, right?
Correct.
Okay, so that's a 5. That's a floor, so I'm going to re-roll it. That's a 6.
Yeah, and remember, you re-roll anything 4 or lower.
Wait, what?
Oh, okay, sure.
Okay.
So I got a 5, 6, and a 4.
Everything's coming up 6s for the Sun Chasers today.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Sun Chasers.
Yeah. As it happens, there is a spot where a beam from this abandoned building you're in at some point in the past fell or leaned up against what we're just going to call the Grinders HQ, because that's what it seems to be. And there is a gap in there, definitely big enough to let a person in if they don't mind squeezing through. You probably couldn't do it in full heavy armor, but yeah, a Willie could get in with no problem. All of you one at a time could probably get in there. And just looking in, you get close enough. It seems like it doesn't lead into the main room. It's in a separate storage or closet or office. You can't tell what it was from here, but a separate room where you could get in and not be like right in the middle of their revelry. And you hear now over the sounds of revelry, like some yelling, like somebody getting a dressing down, but you can't quite make out the words.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I think that I'm going to look over at Willie, kind of give a nod, and then get back to the group.
You don't want to go in and hear what they're saying. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man,
I
I was gonna
kinda
say,
do,
man,
though.
you put some juicy bait on that plot hook there.
Oh, well, now you
That
mentioned.
room could
now
be
you
a good spot to plant some evidence on them. There's no way we can take them on there.
Yeah, we can. Well, so what we did get out of this is, yeah, that is a great place to, and maybe
So let's pause there for a moment.
Mhm.
Where are the
Okay.
other three of you right now? Seymour, Silver, and Rip. So those two, as they do, skulked up close. So what are the three of you up to in the meantime?
I would say I'm probably back in the
Yeah,
boat.
I think I'm on the shore, but near the boat, just trying to keep an eye out.
Okay, that's and you parked or landed well away from their secret entrance from the basement area. It sounds like like you went up beyond and landed.
Mm-hmm. Or wherever.
Okay.
Yeah, just some ways
I'd
away.
probably be midway in between where I can kind of have eyes on where I expect them to pop out from behind the building in a shadow.
I'm going to ask the outside team, one of you, to just make a fortune roll. There are security patrols here, some blue coats, more often dock owners and boat owners trying to make sure trouble doesn't break out. A good fortune roll means you aren't noticed or no one takes an interest in you. Who'd like 2 dice, please, for the 2 dots.
I'll try it.
I'll do.
Go,
I'll
go
do
ahead.
it.
Yeah, go ahead.
5.
No.
Oh, 4. Oh no, 4 is okay. Yeah, so the 3 of you are waiting in your so wait, 1 was in the boat.
Yeah, me.
Rip is on the shore near the boat, and Seymour, you were.
I'm I want to be between the abandoned building and the boat, kind of where I can keep half an eye on the abandoned building.
So Silver and Rip, a patrol. You hear chugging along a patrol boat with some kind of steam or possibly electroplasmic engine, and you see a few looks like private security people, presumably working for one of the nobles who owns a Leviathan hunting operation or something like that. They putter up toward the shore, and one of them just yells to you, "You there! What are you loitering about for?"
I do a surprise. You talking to me gesture.
You talking to me?
Me?
I'm walking here.
I'm walking here.
You in the boat. What's your business?
Gentlemen are helping me look for my brother. I can't find him anywhere, and I fear he's in that loud warehouse and getting into a fight.
Okay. Sounds like you're trying to sway somebody here, as is Silver's
Yep.
way. Do you want to leap into their boat and throw chance powder in their faces, or just do it from here?
Hey, I had to make up something.
Yes, no, I love it.
It
We
works.
should get you like a
Perfect.
trans powder,
I
like
do have.
blowgun.
I can do a sway if you want to. I've got.
Yeah, that makes sense. And with that 5 fortune roll, they're not incredibly suspicious. So I'm going to say, I'll call this controlled. This is kind of your turf, like trying to convince people of things.
Okay, so what am I rolling
So you're
here?
rolling your sway, which was I think is 2 dots, if I recall correctly.
Yep.
If before you complete the roll, if Rip wanted to throw on some additional sob story and spend a stress, you could get an extra die out of that.
Rip is keeping his mouth shut.
Okay.
Rip will be
Yeah, you're going to
respectfully
be a
quiet.
cousin or something, Rip. Okay.
You're about to be a
Here we
cousin.
go. Cross your fingers. No, 5.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to go in there, ma'am. And they're like, wait, a fine lady like you has no business. If he's in there, you'll want to be well away. That's not a safe place to be. If you'd like, we can escort you back home and then come back and keep watch ourselves.
Oh boy. Yeah, let me just I'll step into their boat and lead them away, and you guys keep going.
Okay. I love it.
Okay.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Would you be able to take me back in your boat?
Of course, ma'am. Yes, they seem a little flustered to find a noble lady on the shore here. So yes, they'll drop you wherever you want within reason.
Okay. Then I will step into their boat, and while they are whisking me away back home, you guys get to work and figure out things.
We should
All
get
right.
out of here before they
I love
come
it.
back.
I
That's
just
genius.
bought you some time.
Okay, back to Team Spies. Are you heading out and meeting up with the rest of your crew? -1?
Yeah, I think we need to get out of here before they come back.
Yeah, I bought you a little time there.
Let me flip a coin real quick on something. Because I'm
Here
trying
we
to
go.
adhere. I'm trying to adhere to the logic of like we should really be playing these characters like we're driving a stolen car. Nope. Okay, that's fine. We'll head back.
Okay.
I flipped a coin. We'll head back.
All right.
Was the other side by chance we were going to go in and start killing them all?
No, the other side was I wanna eavesdrop. I want to hear what someone's getting yelled at about.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
It's pretty interesting. If someone wants me to flip that coin again, I will.
I assume they were just being berated for not coming back with any stuff. That would be my guess. I say we regroup, and we figure out what we're going to do tomorrow night.
Okay.
You are able to head back. Do you want to boat back or walk back home?
Might as well boat
either
back,
way
right?
you can get home with your stolen contraband boats.
Oh, let's take the boats. We need to go back the way we came. So
Sure. Okay. So you make your way back to the Honeycomb hideout. Silver has been dropped out. It is waiting there for you. She had a big head start and a speed advantage. Let's not forget Gregor. Remember, you guys always have Gregor.
Oh,
he's cleaning things
Okay.
up back at
He
the
might have been a
house.
bit much for these little boats.
he's made our dinner.
Yes, he's made our dinner for us. Gregor, unfortunately, is not that great a cook. So
Or it's Tuesday. It's mushroom night.
Tuesday's Tuesday.
Again.
it's always mushroom night.
Okay, you guys regroup. What is your next plan? Do you want to gather more information before setting off in your next plan?
Do we have evidence that we can plant on these guys? That's my first question, because I can't remember.
were we going to plant the heart on him?
I think Rip still wants to get some info from the heart.
Right.
That's right.
I was just trying to remember.
Willie's suggestion is, once again, I assume we're going to watch the divers, but we're going to hit them this time when they come. So if that's the plan, my suggestion would be that Willie goes to the grinders HQ with the heart or whatever we're planting.
We're not planting the heart.
Okay, well,
No, that was
I
just
said with whatever we're planting, and then the rest of you guys hit the grinders when they come to take the stuff from the divers.
These things don't have to happen concurrently, though.
But then I assume the rest of the grinders, when word gets back to them, are going to leave their hideout unguarded or mostly unguarded, certainly with less people in it, because they'll want to see what happened to their fellow crew members. And Willie can get in there and plant whatever evidence we need and get out.
I don't think it's going to be live streamed, though. I mean, it might be till morning before these guys are really missing.
Well, it was just a thought.
Oh, no, it's not a bad thought. I'm just saying you might be camped out for a minute.
Willie could probably get in there anyway, even with a full house. So
what if we, with Silver's fashion sense, get ourselves a dress that would be likely of the deceased and distress it and splash some pig's blood on it and plant that there?
Ooh.
that's an idea.
That's not
Let's
bad.
do that.
If we could get a personal effect, and I think we tried this last time and it didn't work out, a bracelet or a hairpin or something.
We tried her apartment,
okay.
and Guns X had been there already.
Yeah, that's right. Somebody had
So-
already beaten you to such things.
We need to get our hands on
Yeah.
something.
But we can fake the evidence.
Unless Silver goes back to T and can find something belonging to her
At the Rowan's house?
Oh wow, I'd have to sneak off into another room
Yeah.
and stuff. That's going to take some really good rolling.
God damn it. Another week of skulking and surveying. Fucking kill stuff already. I hate to blow something up. I don't know what to do. I'll leave it up to the party here.
I mean, I could try. It's just that it would be sort of difficult.
Yeah, we do have the heart. I know
Okay.
Rip does not want to part with that.
We're not parting with it.
What does that prove? How is that evidence?
Right.
Right.
Nobody
Look it up.
necessarily knows it was there.
Exactly.
I think we're better just completely faking evidence.
Yeah, okay, let's just fake address then.
Yep.
Fake address,
Okay.
and if anybody else has any ideas to sweeten that pot a little bit, I'm all ears.
Usually I do, but I do not
Okay.
on this
Okay.
one.
Honestly, then we could put Costa on that. That loses us the reward, though, and I want the reward. Okay, this is a good first step, though. That's a good idea on the evidence, I think.
We can always take the reward from Costa after she gets through.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, does it have to actually be one of what's her name's robes? Can we just find something that looks?
Oh yeah, we can totally fake that.
We're just going to use one of Silver's best dresses.
Okay. I'll buy another one in my downtime.
I'll throw out there, it was known that she was running around with that cult, so it doesn't necessarily have to be fancy clothes. Her last appearance was, and in fact, one of you, I think, saw a Blue Coat report, if I'm not mistaken, with a description of her corpse, not knowing that it was not attaching the identity to her because mutilated.
Do we remember, does the cult have a symbol?
Yeah, it was the Tenebrous Worm, and it is just a crudely rendered, creepy-looking worm symbol. Not really creative, but that's what they had for their sort of half-assed cult.
Why don't we do a ripped-up bloody dress and a notebook with that drawn on one of the pages?
Okay.
With the date that she went missing and her name on the inside cover.
Okay. Who wants to be in charge of conjuring up and otherwise forging this evidence in your little bit of time before your next move?
Let me see.
Nope.
Well, I mean, I've already provided the dress. So.
Well, would that be tinkering?
Sure. That sounds good. Forging, tinkering, tailoring, soldiering, spying.
Unless,
sure.
Unless Rip has any kind of thing in that field.
Not really, no.
Okay.
I don't have any of those skills. I've been very singularly focused.
Okay, I got 2 in tinker, so I will happily muss up the dress.
I'll just throw out there, if you had some kind of witness testimony or anything like that you could conjure up. Just I'll plant that in your brain while Willie does some tinkering.
I pull Silver aside for a second while that tinkering is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that you could certainly present me as a witness to a young woman getting tussled out of a carriage and into that building on the night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I could do that. We're gonna have to disguise the heck
out
of you.
I have fine cover identities.
Yes, I know.
I can't wait to see what this one's called.
Right.
Yeah, we definitely are going to do that. Okay.
All right, let's have your forgery roll and evidence production roll, Willie.
Come on. Oh,
a 6.
It's a 6.
Okay, you've got some pretty good stuff. Okay, so we got some wheels within wheels now. Your plan is to jump these guys, plant the evidence on them, and then take that evidence. Silver takes that evidence to the Rowans. Is that right?
Silver takes me to the Rowans.
Right.
I say I saw this girl getting dragged in there last night, and then the Rowans with their big guns, I assume, would go kick down the doors and find the dress that got planted.
Yeah, so Willie still has to go to the warehouse and plant the dress.
Willie plants the evidence.
Mm-hmm.
He can go unaccompanied because you're probably going to need a full-on assault for taking on a tier 2 crew in the street.
Well, there's only 4 of them, though. And I would really like you there for that.
Okay.
Because I think we can sneak it. I mean, now that you guys know the way, I think sneaking in and planting evidence in that back room is not going to prove a huge challenge. And the other thing is, we can outrun the news of these guys getting. If unless everything completely goes to shit and we should abort anyway, all of us can outrun the news getting back to HQ. Right?
Agreed. Yep.
Okay.
So do we fast forward to next day then?
I think so. And the divers, as you're setting this plan up, Jevika's like, okay, if this deal is really going to happen, we need to not get shaken down like another time or two. If our lives are going to be just like they were, I don't know why we're even talking to you.
It ends tonight. This is all part of the plan. And I might even be a little forceful on that.
All right.
This frickin' 16-year-old had better frickin' trust me.
She's dubious, but she'll go along for tonight.
I could change my mind at any time, and you could be getting shaken down from 2 sides. Which is not true because I swore the oath.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
They don't know that.
They don't know
I don't know what they know about it, but she's bound to. But anyway, we'll get it done tonight.
So is this an assault plan that we're going toward?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think the plan was to find a likely pinch point or ambush point on the route we expect them walking.
Okay,
Mhm.
not right by the water, so the divers will be out of the way.
Correct.
Okay, let us have an engagement roll. I think the math is pretty much. Well, let's see. Is this bold or daring? Yeah, it's a little more bold and daring. So that's 2. Does it expose a vulnerability to the target? Sure, 3. But the target is a higher tier. So back to 2 dice again, unless somebody wants to make a case for anything helping or hindering.
I mean, I think we are assuming that we're facing
pre-knowledge.
only 4 of these guys again, and not
Mhm. Not the
the
full
gang
crew.
at large. But
So we are outnumbering them.
yeah, we're outnumbering them.
Okay, I'll bump you up to 3 dice for that. Sure.
And I mean, we're setting up an ambush point. We should have the high ground here.
Yeah, we have the element of surprise too.
Okay, I'll call that 3 dice. Are you bringing Gregor this time? Feel
You
someone
know
has
what?
to speak for Gregor.
Yeah.
Gregor, what we might do is
Gregor's good for muscle.
put our shooters up high and have Gregor step out in front of them and a couple other people step out behind them and pinch them with our shooters in buildings on either side.
That reminds me, for guns, I was double checking. Your standard guns in this game are 1 shot. Your fancy guns, like the special Hound ones, they have 2 separate barrels and triggers, so you get 2 shots before reloading.
Okay. Thank you.
But that also applies to bad guys.
Mhm.
So there's an upside and a downside there for you with guns.
Okay, and so reloading, would that be like, well, I got to reload?
Yeah, it'll take a
Or-
bit. Yeah.
Okay. How much is a bit? Like,
Oh, well,
A round?
there's not like rounds in this game, but
yeah.
a significant, like an appropriate amount of narrative time.
Okay, that makes sense.
Around,
Enough
you
time
mean?
for them to come up and beat you up.
Yeah, as I say, enough time for them to come and get you and kill you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
3 dice for an engagement roll. Who's gonna take this one as you settle into your ambush points in the mist?
Rolled no dice tonight. I'm gonna roll it.
And I will assume you're doing this on the 6 Towers side, not the more patrol Charter Hall side.
We're definitely
Oh,
doing this
rip.
somewhere in 6
That was a
Towers.
Damn
mistake.
it. 3, a 3 and a 1.
A 3.
Ugh.
So not
Okay.
amazing.
All right, so your first rolls will be in a desperate position.
Fantastic. This is more narratively fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the spirit.
Okay, you are in your position waiting for them to come by, assuming they're creatures of habit, and you have a perfect ambush set up on this block. Nothing happens. Then you hear from the next block over the same sounds of them talking and arguing amongst themselves as you heard the night before. They decided to take another route back, kind of out in the open.
Son of a bitch. How did that happen?
Everybody hold out. I will lure them back this way.
Okay, how are you going to lure them this way?
I want to run to within, probably not hitting distance, but definitely this guy is shooting at us distance. I want
Okay.
to discharge my pistol once in their direction, and I want to turn around and run them right into our trap.
Okay, what kind of
Nice.
roll do you want to call this?
Skirmish?
Okay, yeah,
Can I
you're
call it a
skirmishing.
skirmish?
Sure.
Okay.
You're not necessarily trying to hit them or take careful aim, it sounds like.
No, I'm not, but I want them to definitely be, that's not a drunk guy shooting over there. That's someone shooting at us.
Okay, great. Now, your first roll out of that that poor engagement roll is a desperate roll. So good news, you'll get an experience point for it. Bad news, if it goes poorly, you're going to be in a very bad position.
I am stressed, so I am going to take 2 stress to give myself an extra die.
A 3rd die. Sounds good. Oh, do I want to... What would the devil's bargain be here?
I would be here for a devil's bargain.
What would it be?
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
You actually hit somebody.
Oh, that'd be great. I wouldn't mind hitting somebody.
Well, wait. No.
Now the
Devil's
butt.
bargain gives you a die, but there's a negative consequence for you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here it is. Okay, you'll get the extra die, but there's a blue coat patrol nearby enough to hear it and potentially come and investigate. You have the option of refusing that devil's bargain.
I do not want that bargain, I don't think.
No.
Caw. I'm doing the chicken dance over here.
Oh, that would give me 3 die.
3 dice, yep, with your push of spending 2 stress.
I'm here for it with 3 die. What the hell? Drive it like you stole it, right, Brett?
Go for it.
Exactly.
Roll 3d6. Do better than Damon. Do better than Damon. Do better than Damon. 5, a 5, and a 1.
Okay. It works. You lure them, but one of them apparently was on a hair trigger and took a shot back at you. There is some distance here, but it grazes you, giving you a level 1 harm, grazed.
Okay,
So you have the option now. You can write that down, and it will impair you as it sees fit, or as I see fit. You always have the option on a thing like that to resist by rolling and spending 6 stress minus whatever you roll.
I will take the harm.
Okay.
Yeah, that might play well in our story too. To the rogue,
Yeah.
the heroic bystander, the heroic gentleman bystander.
I think it'll just help with my disguise here because I was going to affect a limp.
Okay.
But if I can affect a bad arm.
You've got one now.
What an actor to say, you know what? I took a hit, but I can use it.
I can use this.
Okay, and you said grazed was my condition?
And you take 1 harm. So you write it in as harm. And so periodically I may say that your actions, physical actions, probably will be less effectual because of that.
Did I happen to hit on my shot?
No.
Okay.
But you accomplished your goal.
Yeah,
one of them immediately returned fire. And so you're doing what after shooting? You're running back toward your ambush?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to run, through the ambush so they follow me.
Okay.
And my guys can pounce. So
okay. So you succeed in that. That's the good news of that 5. So you duck back out of sight after taking your hit, grunting, and you dash back through the ambush point. You hear, "What the hell? Get him!" And you hear running feet charging back. And so the rest of you see a cloaked figure run right through your ambush. Shoot him! Oh, no, wait, it's Seymour. You see Seymour run through the ambush point, and you hear scurrying and running coming after. They're coming now from a different direction than your original ambush was planned, so it's not going to be... Your lines of sight aren't quite as good as they would have been, but you're able to shift your orientation. So, the 4 of them come running out. They're spread out. They are catching up. They're pretty fast and spry. These are tough guys. They are catching up with Seymour. One of them is now trying to slow down and draw a bead at Seymour's back as they come into your line of sight.
Helena pulls the trigger.
I was going to say, I'm guessing Gunn might have something to try to say about that.
Boom! Suddenly there is a shot from atop the building that Gunn is occupying as she takes the shot that she was lining up on the guy that's trying to get a bead.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, did we settle our load? Because
that's right. You should have all picked your load: light, medium. Heavy means you're kind of encumbered. Light, you look like an ordinary civilian. Medium, authorities seeing you might wonder if you were up to no good.
I had given myself a normal load. That's what I normally
I have a normal load
doing.
Okay. And we know Seymour his load has included a pistol.
And another pistol, and another pistol, and a rifle.
Holy shit.
I came with a heavy load because I knew that essentially I'd be parked in one spot. And...
Phrasing, right? Tell me we're doing phrasing.
Gun's always got a heavy load. Okay. Yeah, so she licks off a shot at the man. What did the bad thing that I don't like?
We'll call it a good effect. We'll call it risky since there's guns all about here, but you're not desperate, obviously. What is your roll?
Okay, so I'd roll hunt, right?
Yeah. 2 dice. Remember, you could push.
Yeah, I can't push though because I'm really at my limit already. I got a 2.
Oh.
Wait, how bad would a 2 be? Let me make sure that I'm making the right choice here. I want to make an informed choice.
A failure would be bad. Something bad will happen.
It's going to get me shot in the back.
Yeah. Oh, not necessarily that, but maybe that.
How much stress to push? Is it 1?
2.
It's 2. Oh.
Live.
Someone assist this man.
I am right at the red line here.
Somebody could spend a stress to join in on firing. That's true. That would give him an extra die. That's a good point.
Well, it can't be Willie because Willie's only got.
Well, I mean,
2
I
stress
would,
left.
but I don't think I'm there.
Yeah, where are you in all of this?
Yeah, I'm back at headquarters.
Oh, you didn't come along. Okay, because last time you were a lookout.
No, I didn't come along for this.
Okay.
I thought we were all there.
Next day.
Yeah, because we got
I'm not-
Igor
I'm
here.
not-
and
no,
he's
I'm
not going to
gonna-
come without you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess I am then. I'm just hanging back a distance. I'll give this stress.
Thank you.
Okay.
So just one
Yep.
stress?
One stress,
Okay.
please.
So one more die.
So Silver gives me cover fire. Oh God, another 2.
All right.
Okay.
I'm
I
taking
would
it
say
at this point.
Silver gives Gregor.
Unless
Okay.
you've got a devil's bargain.
No, I would do that
Okay.
before the roll. Okay, so you pull. Let's see.
boy.
Here's the badness. You pull,
Yeah.
fire both shots, and they fly clear. And you feel like a click in your gun. That's you know it's not going to load easy next time. You're going to have to clear some char or something out of the way. And you failed to thwart the person about to shoot Seymour in the back.
Okay. Well, I got one contingency covered.
Can we have a flashback here?
Yeah, flashbacks are awesome.
Can I flashback to just a moment ago?
No, it has. It's generally pre-job. But did you want to adapt?
Yeah,
adjust
I've
what
got
you
an
were
idea.
doing? Okay.
I want to flashback to when we were getting in position before these guys showed up. And I want to, realizing that I'm going to be in the street at close range, I would like to hand off my rifle to Gun and say, "Here, this will give you a faster follow-up shot. You can use it more than I can."
Oh, I mean, honestly, I was when my turn came around again, I was going to say, well, it's a good thing that Gun brought another rifle because I literally.
Well,
I brought
seriously,
another rifle.
you can have 3 because me having the rifle in this. Well, there can be 3 rifles up in the.
Yeah,
Yeah, just in a barrel almost.
Yeah,
like in the abandoned building that you're looking.
in the
down from
abandoned
the
building,
roof
there
of,
can be 3 rifles leaning there, knowing that I'm going to be more nimble.
In the
Okay.
book depository.
Ordinary action for which you had easy opportunity. I think I won't even charge you a stress for that. That doesn't take a lot to do.
Awesome.
Anybody else want to do something to prevent Silver from being shot in the street here?
Well, Willie would toss a grenade, but there's probably too. The proximity is probably too short between Seymour and his pursuers, or is it?
There's some distance. I mean, they're not like right behind him, ready to stab him or anything. There's a little bit of distance. I mean, it's not risk free. It's risky.
It's worth it to me. Yep, I am going to grenade it. I am going to toss it when it's got about 2 seconds left on it, and we'll see what happens. That's going to be a rec roll.
Yep. Oh, it's all about the rec roll.
Reckety roll.
You remember you can push if you want to spend stress.
2d6. I've only got 2 stress left. I cannot stress.
Going to be a lot of downtime.
Don't know if anyone wants to help me, but otherwise I'm ready to roll.
I'm getting kind of high on stress, but I suppose I could help you.
Okay, thank you. So that'll be 3d6.
3d6, yep.
3d6.
Something has to go right here, guys.
Willie, don't fail me now. Fuck.
Oh,
It's a 3.
Oh, this is
You
the
guys
one.
anymore, because I think that's what's cursing you.
I think this is the one, guys.
Oh no! Oh no! Tell me what happens with the
this
critter.
was supposed to be the easy job.
Yeah. Willie, you throw it out, and just as it leaves your hand, you hear the distinctive hiss. The fuse on this ran too short. About halfway in the air between you and the gang, it goes off. It showers debris. You're not full on taking the brunt off of it. It didn't go off right in your hand, but you are hit. You feel the concussion of it blast you back into your hiding place, whatever it is. You get some scratches and whatnot from the debris, but the main thing is you are thrown back and hit your head on the ground. I was calling it risky, not desperate. So I'm going to say it's a level 1 bonk on the head. If it had been a desperate roll, it would probably be a level 2, like full on concussion.
He's a better fighter when he's concussed anyway, guys.
Yeah, he's used to it.
So I have a level 1 harm of concussion.
Uh-huh.
That's fine. Move along.
You pretty much exist with a level 1 concussion, don't you?
Pretty much.
Okay, Seymour, you spin sideways a little bit, and you see behind you, all of them are surprised at rifle fire and an explosion all of a sudden. It does buy you a moment as this person brings his pistol back toward you. What are you going to do?
You know what? I still have 2 more pistols at my disposal.
Okay.
I'm gonna return fire with my second pistol.
Okay. The others in the group have produced melee weapons, and and you see an axe, a big club. It'll take a bit to get to you, though. So you are just facing down this guy.
Well, I'm also counting on Igor stepping in at some point here because that's Gregor.
Yeah.
That was the idea. Is I was going to lead him into that.
Okay. Are you trying to dodge and bob and weave in any way, or are you just trying to actually shoot the guy? Consequences be damned.
I mean, it'd be cool. So they're right on top of me.
They're about 15 feet behind you at this point, but your main concern at this point is the guy with the gun.
So I'm gonna, you know what? I got the sense that, I mean, they're in the trap, so this is all should be coming together here really
This
quick.
cuttingly effective trap, yes.
So yeah, I'm gonna fire my second pistol at the pistolier.
Uh-huh.
And then I am going to, if I have time, holster it. If not, I'll just drop it and produce my blade or two. Oh, you know what? Instead of a blade or two, I can produce an unusual weapon.
Ooh.
Well, let's get this shot out of the way first.
Okay, cool.
I would say it's either, if you're just gonna stand dual style and shoot this guy, this is gonna be desperate but a strong effect. Because you'll be taking aim, but you're just standing still and letting him shoot you. If you're trying to kind of dodge out of the way and take a shot, it'll be risky, but the effect won't be as great. Your chance of getting a good hit is less.
We need to start swinging for the fences now. We need a big turnaround in a big way. So it's time to really roll the dice. Is that another skirmish?
That would be skirmish, yes.
Okay. So I can't spend any more stress.
Jeez.
Well, I can spend 2 more before I... So once your stress bar is completely full...
You take a trauma.
Oh, okay.
And that's as soon as it's completely full, not completely full, and then the next instance is a trauma. Okay.
That is correct.
I'm not going to push it. You know what? I'm not stressed. My friends are here. They've got my back.
What are you? Right. How many are you rolling?
2 dice.
1.
Oh, 1 die. Oh shit.
You're rolling. Oh, I gotta. Willie's gonna give him 1 stress. I'm gonna go. Take another die.
Okay.
Cool.
So I'll say, Willie, that you you got your grenade. You got it close enough to that guy that the concussion that knocked you spoiled him a little bit, buying Seymour that extra moment.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go.
Just a
2d6.
narratively say why that worked.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe that pop could distract him a little bit. 2d6. Here we go. Big money. Big money. 5.
So yeah, you stand, turn, and he catches up and stops, and you guys fire at each other at the same time. So you are hit again. He goes down. That's the good news. He shoots you and then staggers back and slumps down onto the ground. But you're taking a level 2 harm from that hit now. Okay. He caught you head on or square on, and you feel like a bullet lodged in your ribs.
Okay.
A level 2 harm this time. And that was a desperate roll, so mark an experience in your, I believe that's under prowess. Your second
skirmish.
Now, that should be, because that's your second desperate roll.
And those were both under skirmish, right? Yeah.
Correct. So you would check them both on prowess, yeah.
Yeah, prowess, gotcha.
What is Rip Slagcheek up to before Gregor leaps out?
This is all happening pretty fast.
Oh, yeah.
Rip has essentially no skill in actual fighting at all. Mm-hmm. So I think Rip is looking for an opportunity to maybe drag some confusion out of the ether. Maybe once these people get closer, maybe pull something out of the ether behind them to get the last guy behind them and distract them from the other side so that they can't focus. Because what Rip is seeing is that they're able to overwhelm his companions.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. So you are trying to summon distracting spirits out of the ether to help your side. That makes sense to me. I think the role is pretty clear on that one.
Okay. Specifically, behind the group.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So attune. I don't know if there's anything else that's going to go with that, really. Just attune, I suppose. So I got 3 dice for that.
Okay. And I'm going to offer you, don't you have a clock going, correct?
Oh, I have mini clocks. And you're
Tell
speaking,
me about them.
I have Ghosts a Comin', Curious Spirit, and this one probably isn't appropriate. Building a Phylactery for Dummies.
Right, no, that's a good one. I'll offer you, how many ticks are you on Ghosts a Comin'?
Well, we actually burned the clock.
You used it up, yeah, and that wasn't
and
too
then
bad.
I wanted it again.
Yeah.
So it's empty.
Okay, I'll give you a devil's bargain. We'll tick 2 off on that. You're attracting unwanted attention from, and you feel like they're going to be more malevolent next time they show up.
Mhm.
2 ticks on that'll buy you an extra dime.
I love how this is a devil's bargain. It's his dream come true.
It's my dream come true. Taking it.
Yeah, I know. But
4
they're going to be
dice.
worse next time they come along. Don't worry.
I like it. All right, so rolling 4d6 then. 5, 5.
Oh, nice.
5. Okay. No 6s, but a 5. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, you summon up like a screeching spirit appears behind the crew. They all turn and freeze for a moment. Now, you guys with your weird reputation, you aren't like, for at least low level spirits, all of you don't automatically freak out when you see ghosts. Your
Sure.
average Doskvalian, even though they know about ghosts, it tends to freak them out a little more. So this has paused their rush towards Seymour to slash him up real good. And they turn, and so they are backing away. They're backing towards Seymour now, looking at each other and watching this spirit shriek at them.
Esa bueno. Esa bueno.
However, as a negative consequence, a line of light spiritual energy points like almost like an arrow straight from this spirit to you. You see one of them follow the line back, and your hiding spot is now exposed.
Oh, that's
That's
fine.
your negative consequence for not a 6 type success.
Cool. I am outlined. I like it.
Let's have Silver tell us what Gregor is going to be doing now.
Gregor is when Seymour gives the signal. Gregor is going to lumber forward and do. Is anybody within his range for him to beat up?
Pretty close, yeah. So he leaps out, pulling this big ass cleaver, like a massive butcher cleaver that you haven't actually noticed him with before.
Yeah, that actually worries me because is he going to use that for cooking?
He's not going to use it.
Okay.
And he leaps, and he's less lumbering, honestly, than you would have expected. And he like doesn't roar or anything like that. He just like methodically charges forward toward one of the spirit distracted guys and slashes at him. How do we handle rolls for Gregor? Because he's not a player character.
He automatically succeeds.
Yeah.
Automatically for what? How about this? We'll treat it as a fortune roll, and this is something that Gregor is good at, and his target is distracted. I'm going to say let's have 4 dice for Gregor. Somebody roll for him.
4 dice for Gregor. There's this week's title.
Yes.
Okay, well, he pulls off a
whole bunch of 4s and a 1.
Okay, he pulls off a 4. So he does a hearty slash to his target, but it doesn't take him down. The guy's engaged in combat with him now, and now seeing more mortal type foes coming in. It seems like it's taken the bad guy's attention away a little bit from the shrieking ghosts, and they are ready to fight you again. All right, you have surplus. You have an army surplus store up there, Gun. Now this isn't going to be your rifle, of course. This is just I think you just have 1 fine rifle, probably.
I just got the 1 fine rifle, but I also apparently have 2 extra rifles and also my fine pair of pistols. I've got guns.
This week's cover of Doskval Guns and Ammo.
Oh, I want that to be a publication.
Oh, yes.
It's an intersection of many of my interests.
Okay, so down below, your buddy Seymour is in a world of hurt. These guys were charging at him. A spirit flew up out of nowhere. Gregor, explosion. It's all going down.
You guys wanted to fight.
Well, here it is.
We're doing fine.
You said that a bunch of people were bearing down on Seymour?
They had been. They stopped, turned. The explosion happened. Now, one of them is engaged in combat with Gregor. One is spinning around with an axe now to pursue and hopefully finish off, hopefully from his perspective, finish off Seymour. The other one steps in to try is charging toward Rip and following that line to his hiding place.
Ooh.
Would they do that? That doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
They blame
Just a
you for the
moment.
ghost.
Oh, that's unusual.
Gunn is going to see that she's sort of stuck between a choice between taking a shot to save Seymour and taking a shot to save Rip. Sort of make the decision that Seymour has already taken some damage and take a shot at the enemy with the axe that's spinning towards Seymour.
Okay. Yeah, Seymour's taking some hurt here so far.
Yeah. So the first roll is a 3 on the hunt roll, and the second roll is a 2. Are you kidding me? Wow.
Okay. Wow.
This is
It all ends here.
We got this,
Wow.
guys. We're in okay shape.
Oh yeah,
Yay, team.
it's fine. It's just a flesh wound.
well, what happens?
Once again, your bullet flies astray. Well, I'm not used to having lots of negative consequences to assign to you guys. Let's see. Let me sleep on that one for a moment. Silver, what are you up to now?
I am staying as far away from this whole melee situation as I can,
Okay.
and keeping an eye out in case like blue coats come by or
It's funny you
anything
should
like
mention that because that's all this rifle fire. You
Mhm.
see at a distance a blue coat, but about as far as you can see in the mist under an electroplasmic lamp. A blue coat, a couple of blue coats just appeared under the lamp, and they clearly have heard the gunshots and they start approaching the area cautiously. You've got a couple blocks before they're going to get to you, and they don't seem to be running to participate here. Blue Coat's not notorious for diving into risky situations unless there's expensive property to protect. Do you want to watch and observe, or do you want to do anything about that?
Lead them through the woods while we finish the spell.
Wait.
Classic tactic.
Yeah.
That works.
You laughed, but it worked. I think I'm going to watch and observe because I don't know what else I can do at this point.
Okay, they're coming your way. So you've got a moment, and basically we'll go through another little bit of action before they get to you. But yes, you definitely see them there. Okay, Seymour, you're bleeding pretty good, and you hear scuffle and combat behind you. Or no, not behind you. You're facing these guys. The one you shot is down, not dead, but down for the count. But one is charging toward you with an axe.
So, no pressure.
No pressure.
I'm going to produce my god.
Your god?
Yes, I reach in my pocket.
Bring
pull
him
up
out.
My god. Okay. I've fired my first pistol. I've fired my second pistol. I am standing there with 2 gunshot wounds.
Mm-hmm.
I raise up my hand and I flick out my wrist, and out comes my palm pistol.
I love it.
And honestly, what I would like to do, I'd like to wait until he's, too close for me to fucking miss with this palm pistol, and just at the last second as he's coming up on me, just flick it out and shoot him.
Now, the bad news is with a level 2 harm, you technically have -1 die for physical actions now.
Then I'm rolling at disadvantage. This will be sweet.
A 0.
Oh, this will be sweet. Yeah.
I will offer you a devil's bargain.
Okay.
You can have that 1 die back. You're going to be permanently scarred, though, barring some sort of like magical or very expensive surgical operation from shots you've already taken and any ensuing axery.
Got a doctor on call.
Yeah, that's not gonna. That'll play interesting with my fine cover. That'll be a really identifying, hard to cover up scar. Is
Exactly.
that the idea?
Yeah, that's not good.
You know what? I can't risk the face. It's how I makes my living. I'm gonna have to roll this at disadvantage, guys.
Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
Maybe things will finally turn around for us.
Yeah.
Hey, have I
This will
mentioned
be
if
great.
your character dies, you have the option of coming back as a ghost?
Yep.
I don't know
Here we
why
go.
I'm mentioning that just now.
Oh, and I can compel you to do whatever I want.
2d6 and take the low.
Below
4.
4. Okay.
Jesus.
Okay. That's manageable.
Now let me talk about intent. Are you hoping to like shoot this guy dead, or was your goal to like prevent him from hitting you with the axe and kind of like brushing him back and maybe doing some incidental damage? I should ask for intent before the roll, but
I think at this point, even knowing my roll post, I have to say I was going for the flashy finish because as hurt as I am, I think it's go big or go home. So yeah,
Okay.
I was trying to just, put the pistol right in his throat.
yes, that works. You shoot and hit him, but the axe, the flat of it smacks you across the side of the head. You So he tried to pull up and not get shot, so you didn't get full on hacked with the axe, but you get sent sprawling to the ground. Another level 1 harm, bumped in the head. You're going to need some serious doctoring here. And you are kind of dropped prone, and you're going to be out of the action for a bit. But the good news is you did manage to take the guy out.
So that leaves
the one Gregor's
engaged
fighting.
With Gregor, okay.
And the one that Rip is charging toward him. Okay, Willie, your ears are ringing. Things are a little blurry, but you're standing up if you want and ready for action. A little detonation isn't going to keep Willie down for too long.
No, he's gonna draw one of his pistols and just go for it.
As you get back up, shake your head a little bit. You see there's ghosts trying to distract the bad guys. One is charging toward where Rip is. The other one is kind of being held at bay by Gregor.
I will try and take out the one that's charging at Rip.
Okay. So you are taking a shot.
Oh yes, and I have nothing in hunt.
Okay.
So I got nothing. It's gonna have to be stress.
All right, stress it up.
Tell me what I can do.
No, rolling at disadvantage works.
Yeah, spending 2 stress would bring you up from 0 to 1.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that. Rolling 1 die. I'd rather roll 2 and take the lower.
2 and take the lower? Oh, shit. Okay.
I mean, why?
Oh.
If I roll a bad one, I roll a bad one. No, here, I'll take the stress. 2 stress?
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
And by the way, I'm nudging your rolls up a little bit where relevant for the still distracting ghost. You guys are not distracted by that, just in terms of the effect.
Well, Willie at this point is way into ghosts.
Yeah.
So he would be. He's fascinated more than distracted. Okay, so I'm maxed out on stress. That's the good news.
So wait.
So you took trauma?
No.
Oh, you've got 1 left. Okay.
I am
got two
I have nothing left. I am fully maxed out on stress now.
Oh, so that's you'll come out of this with a trauma then.
Will I?
Okay, I'm giving you a stress.
Okay, you're giving me a stress. Then I am back down. I still have 2 stress available.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no, once you fill it up, that's your trauma there.
Oh, I thought it was if you were filled up and then took another, then you went into trauma. Okay, I'll take that. So I've still 1 die then, 1d6.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I gave you a stress though.
Yeah,
no,
he was at
2?
0. You brought him up to 1.
Oh, okay.
Oh, feet don't fail me now. 4.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you, Jenny.
Yep.
Okay, you fire the pistol. You wing the guy running toward Rip. He stops, drops his weapon briefly. You let's see. You're 4. Fuck it. I think we could start giving you guys some heat on this now.
Yeah.
We're going to say some people saw you in this area where all this gunfire is happening. We're going to say your team has 1 heat in addition to whatever the normal heat is going to end up being.
I'll go add that then. Okay.
Okay, but we have good news for you, Rip. One was charging toward you, but Willie winged him. He stopped, is trying to shake it off, and maybe considering his options in life right about now.
I think what he should consider is that the spirit that I've summoned is not going to attack him.
Okay, great.
Is that just another compel?
Yeah, so you're using compel to attune. Compel is by definition attune, is that right? I don't have that right.
I think that's right. Yeah.
That's right.
It doesn't look like it gives me any kind of special bonus, so.
Right, but the thing is, usually with attune, ordinary people wouldn't be able to do this with ghosts like you do.
I see.
That's the bonus of compel. It allows you to do
so
like
3 dice because my score is 3 in attune.
Nice.
All right, here we go.
Good use of experience.
6, 5.
Okay.
Nice.
That is a critical success. You, with that level of success, can have your ghost either basically frighten the guy into passing out, or you can have it possess him temporarily. And basically puppet this guy for the next 30 seconds or so.
We're going to do possession.
Okay.
That's going to cause way more confusion.
Cool. Well, there's only one other guy left to confuse at this point.
Oh, maybe I wasn't counting. Yeah, just pass him out then.
Yeah, so you full on just startle this guy, and he is down. His blade goes flying. The ghost slams him down, lifts him up off the ground for a moment for good measure, and slams him down before unpossessing him and nodding and taking off. A job well done.
I mean, if his heart stops, I'm not going to complain.
Okay. At this point, I think you guys, with just one guy left and all of you still conscious anyway, you have the option of finishing him off or taking him alive, your choice. I don't think we need to roll any more combat. Gregor kind of could have handled him himself, and now anybody else helping out could finish the job.
I say we finish him and vacate the area immediately before the blue
okay.
coats arrive.
Right about now, Silver, the blue coats have heard a lot of gunfire now, and they're kind of debating as they get close to you, like, should we go and call for backup? Should we investigate? What are we going to do? And one of them's like, we've got to look. We've got to look. And he starts to reach for a weapon to go in.
To buy us some time. Yes. And to stop them while Gregor finishes this last guy off. Silver rips the front of her robe and messes up her hair and runs shrieking towards the blue coats. Help me, help me, help me.
What's going on, ma'am? They've drawn their weapons because they're startled to hear someone now, but they're listening, and it seems like they're eager to have something to do that isn't charging into the explosions and gunfire.
They, those thugs, they kidnapped me, but I ran away. I don't know who they are.
Which way? We can go get them.
And I'm very distraught and crying, and obviously, they're going to want to offer aid to a lady who's crying.
That sounds awesome. So it sounds like an old-fashioned silver swaying opportunity, if I'm not very much mistaken.
It's what I do, you guys.
Because they're thinking, okay, we have to do our job to protect this apparently highborn person who's been attacked by thugs and could maybe pay us.
There you go.
Oh, 6.
Okay, of course. Back to the station. We'll get a squad together and come back here, but we've got to take care of this woman first.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so they scurry off. Once again, Silver disappears from a job in progress for good cause. All right,
well
team.
Done, Silver.
You've got a pile of soon-to-be corpses. And remember, soon after somebody dies, the bells go off, the crows come.
Yeah, fuck them. Just leave them there. Let's head over to the warehouse and plant this evidence.
Okay. So
that's what I say. I mean, why do we care if they're ghosts?
Yeah, I'm just saying you don't want to be there when that happens. Probably.
Yeah, we want it known that these guys fucked with our turf and ended up corpses.
Yeah. Do we want to leave any indication of who did it to them? Although I guess there were witnesses, so let's just leave it.
I mean,
nobody
they
witnessed
know
the battle itself, but somebody spotted you in the area.
They know to. I'm hoping that they're just going to infer to stay out of this part of town.
Unless or else they'll think the divers did it.
Well, that's fine.
That's true. We don't care.
Don't think who did it? I'm sorry, I missed that.
The divers.
I don't think the divers did it.
That seems likely.
But yeah, I mean, they know not to come over here. It doesn't matter who did it.
I think maybe Seymour should probably head home and rest up.
I think Seymour should plant the evidence.
And whoever else, but I just think we need to get out of here and hit the warehouse.
I am in very bad shape. I'm probably going to be a hindrance to you guys if I come along.
Why don't we we could even fast play it?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Gun and Willie head to the warehouse and plant the evidence. If you need a roll, we can do a roll.
I don't think so. So I think with Gun's scouting rule earlier, you got to find place to sneak up, duck in, throw it. I mean, you could almost just like reach it in and tuck it in on the floor there without exposing yourselves too much. So I think with Gun's scouting earlier last night, you can pull that off without us playing it out too much. Yeah. Even with your ears ringing and concussion.
Okay, and then Rip helps Seymour hobble home.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yep.